Breathwork changed my life. Now I'll help you change yours. In 2013, my world was turned upside down when my partner was murdered. I was thrown into grief, a place I never expected to be. The last decade plus has been a journey of healing, learning what works and what doesn't. Also how to rebuild from the darkest of places. I founded VIDYA Breathwork, a method designed to make healing simple and accessible. And now I train facilitators to share this transformative practice globally. Welcome to The Dark Side with Verity, the podcast where we get real about transformation, growth, and stepping into your strength. Let's dive in. Today, I want to touch on the differentiation. So not just techniques, but how to build a sustainable career with breathwork. Welcome back to another episode of The Dark Side with me, Verity. Today, I have a cup of cacao of this beautiful mug given to me by my sister. And we're going to begin with our breath. So let's ground down a little. This one's going to be deep. Placing your hands on your thighs, palms face down, and just give your thighs a little squeeze. Just tuning into your physical body. Close your eyes and take a big inhale, the biggest breath you've taken today. And I want it to be the longest, slowest exhale that you've ever done in your life. And then just finding a breath that's easy and natural, allowing your body just to be exactly how it is in this very moment without needing to change anything. Just trusting that the way it is right now is exactly what you need. Breathwork isn't just about taking people through sessions. I know, surprise. It's about creating a career, a movement, a future. Each session is designed to transform someone's life. And that is very dependent on where that person is at. Because the body, this amazing vessel that we all have, is very, very wise. And as soon as we release the control, the perceived control, to try and fix it, or we're worrying about something else, as soon as we just tune in and listen, the body will tell you what it needs. And so maybe you jump into a breathwork session and you're tired. Your body will let you know. And sometimes that can go one of two ways. You're too exhausted to try and control the process, so your body has the biggest release it's ever had. Or your body's like, I can't be bothered, I just want to have a sleep. Whatever it is, this wise machine that we all have, we need to give it a little bit more credit. This is why I love breathwork. Number 1,000,001 reasons. Because we're able to get out of that logical control space and have silence in the mind and just let the body do its own healing. And so many people think that facilitators just come in, they do a certificate and they learn how to teach some techniques and they can run people through a session. When in reality, if you don't have the right training, it's actually not sustainable as a career. Because if your clients aren't trusting you, they're not going to come back. If they haven't had a very safe experience, if they haven't had room to transform themselves, or they haven't experienced somebody believing in them enough that they can do the work, they're probably not going to come back. And the reality is you don't want lifelong clients that need you 24/7. You want to build resilient humans so that they feel so empowered that they can go and do this work. Because if that's not happening, you're not going to be able to build a sustainable career. If you haven't done your own deep work and training, again, it's not going to be a sustainable career, because running a business without understanding your nervous system, it's why burnout happens. It's why people get stressed. It's why people give up. Running a business is like a wild roller coaster ride that you get on. Some days you feel like you can take over the world. Other days you want to burn your business to the ground. And so if you're not aware of how you show up in every moment and how to regulate your nervous system in times that it's very overwhelmed. Being a business owner is going to be tough for you because it's not all excitement and roses all the time. There are moments where you really have to check in with yourself, and that's when having systems in place helps. Because if I went off my emotions, some days I feel like it, some days I don't. But a sustainable business is what's really important. VIDYA's edge, yes, it's clarity, but it's also training you in the techniques, the somatics, the facilitation, the safety. The other part is the business. Because the other thing when you start running a business is you love teaching breathwork. Amazing, it's so fun, it's good, you feel lit up every time you do a session. And then you're in a session looking after your clients. You've got to have systems that your business is running while you're offline, basically. So there's got to be ways that leads are coming into your business, ways that you're nurturing every system, every person that enters your space, ways to market, ways to understand what to do when to start a business. And don't get me wrong, like it's possible at the start without all this stuff. It's just not sustainable because all of this makes up how you live your life, and that then rolls over onto how your clients are going to feel. So none of this is about getting a certification. You do need that certification legally, but to build a thriving business and community, that is all. Every single module phase that you go through in this process, my training is designed for you to build on that. So whether you want to be a breathwork facilitator or not, like this training is still legitimately the best life-changing experience you could have. Because one, you'd learn your nervous system extensively. Then you would be able to show up and teach. So whether you're a CEO, whether you're a mum, every aspect of life, this is suitable. Anyway, back to breathwork facilitation. I have people that have come into the training and gone, yep, breathwork, I've heard it's really good. It's a new modality that I can use in my coaching business. Amazing. And then they start the training and go, holy shit, this is way more intense than I ever expected, way more work, way more inner work than I've ever done before. Because it's not just another collector's item. I know this because I used to be a collector of many therapies and all of the things, and mostly they were just for me. Like I wanted to know how it worked. So this is the one that you don't need to do all of that. I've done it for you. Because as soon as you start the training and starting to implement and embodying this practice, you truly get how transformative it is because you've transformed. And so I want you to think, if you've ever thought about becoming a facilitator, think about this. Do you want to just guide sessions or build a career that actually changes lives, including your own? Because VIDYA isn't just another course, it's a career pathway. And when you go on to feel this in your body, you understand that you need to have a huge toolkit of techniques. Yes, 100%. Learning one breathwork technique is not going to work because I've done heaps of trainings on breathwork, pranayama, yoga, all different types of breathwork trainings. And while they've been amazing and great, you need to know more than just one because every single human that shows up is different. You need to have embodied them all so that this toolkit is just like natural for you to share. And it will feel more natural if you understand all of the aspects of your business. Because if you're like me, you want to help people, you know how much this changes lives, and you're like, woohoo, you get really excited, and you go all guns blazing and want to teach as many people as you can. Then there's like the backside of business where maybe you bottleneck yourself, maybe you've got your day is booked out with clients. Then when are you going to work on your business because you're in your business? Then I discovered the world of systems. This was an absolute game changer, and I've paid way too much than I'd like to admit on business coaches and trainings. Anyway, it's so much. And even those, it was just like another thing, oh yeah, done. But it took me putting practical systems in place to really get it. And I know if you have a brain like mine, maybe that just doesn't come naturally. It takes a bit of extra work. So it's why I saw this massive gap in the healing world, the breathwork world, the yoga world, like all of it. Everybody gets excited and does their certification. But everybody wants this to be their main job. And when you have that switch of being like a hobby and it feels great, amazing, but then you understand that you want it to be your career, that's when you need to get serious about the other stuff. And it's why I added to my training this whole business module. Because I want people to make their money back from this training. And previous to me launching this, I would help people along the way. I'm like, what do you need? Are you serving clients? Like calling people that had finished or hadn't quite finished their course? Like, I literally care so much. I want everybody to, my biggest thing is, yes, I want people to heal. I also want people to do what they love. And that very often means creating a business that they love. That works for them. Some people want to work 3 days a week working with one-on-one clients. Brilliant. Some people want to work all online. Great. Some people want to create a massive community. Amazing. Some people want to design their own app. Great. I went this big, windy, long road because I always think things are instant. I used to. This is my idea. Make it happen. But your body needs to catch up to that idea. And this is why I created this. It's step by step of what you need to do to be successful in creating your own breathwork business and making it your career in whatever way that's going to look like for you. Because everybody's in different seasons of life. You may be a mom with 3 kids. You may have no kids yet. You may not want kids. Whatever your life is, you need to get really clear on designing a business that works for you. Otherwise, you're getting another job and you're going to be burnt out, busy, and that means you haven't embodied the work. It means, yes, you're a high achiever, great. But if you're promoting nervous system regulation and doing all this stuff and you're burnt out, like there's a misalignment. Something hasn't clicked. And that's where the business builders section of the training is going to be the biggest game changer for people. Like it already is. It's been happening. So there's modules that help you like step by step. There's templates, there's scripts, there's like whatever you need to make it into your own. It's all there already, but make it yours. Then there's the done for you system. So it's all the tech that you're ever going to need, because for years I went around and I'd sign up for one thing and I'm signing up for another thing, and then I see somebody else using a different email platform, and then somebody else is using a different course creator platform. It was endless. And then I'd move all my facilitators to one platform, move them all to another platform, until I just stopped and got really serious about the back end of my business. And I just don't want people to waste time. And maybe that's me like taking away pieces of their learning, but also, don't you think it's better if somebody's done it just to be able to do the same because it worked? I do. Like, nobody in this world very few people have come up with an idea first. If you see something that's working, why are you not doing that? And with the business builders, all the learning is there. Then here is all the tech. Plonk. Everything from your website, your landing pages, your emails, your funnels, your booking calendar. All you need to do is just pop your logo in and ta-da, you have a business ready to go that works. Boom. I just create what I wish I had, because that's the missing piece. Like, I am probably my ideal client. Someone who wants to build a business that's their choice of what freedom looks like to them, whether that's to live location free, whether that's to work 2 days a week, whether that's to work school hours, whether that's to work however they choose, whether it's booking calls to working with your gym schedule, whatever it is, this is the part where you get to choose what works for you. And that's where it feels easy for your body. That's where your nervous system feels happy. Because if you've got all the techniques, you understand yourself, and then someone goes, here's all the tech. Whoa. I would have saved myself many years. But it's all part of the learning. It's all part of the understanding. And there was so much available previously, but nothing as a whole package. Nothing where you could just go, this works, amazing, cool, bang. It's all set up and done. And I just think the more that we help each other, then we have more free time. There's so much now that everybody's busy. I get it. And the world is fast. But if we all work together, then we're all going to have more free time. We're all going to feel more calm. Like, isn't that just a better world? To me, it is. To me, being able to have more free time to spend with your kids, your friends, your partner, doing crafts, baking a cake, like whatever it is, that will be so much better for our nervous systems. It'll be so much better for us moving forward, because then we get to nurture what life is about, and that's relationships. Lots of ranting today. These two things are what I'm really passionate about. I remember being on retreat at this wicked group of girls in Rote, and we were fishing, surfing, snorkeling into the coolest places. But what I really loved on that retreat is that I ran a session about moving into a business, a life that they loved. And they would all tell me their ideas, and we mapped out exactly like where they're going to go. It takes a lot of courage to say yes to going out on your own and building your own business. Because there's lots behind just having a business. There's lots of things that you need to learn and understand. So why not just help everybody do that? So on this retreat, we had this like table, a whiteboard. Everybody would go up and stand up like, this is what I want to do. This is my passion. This is my dream. I'm like, amazing. Let's make it happen. One of the girls, Jen, was like, right, I'm starting a podcast, and I cannot wait to get her on my podcast, because we will share this story properly. I just think life is about living in a way that is wholesome for you. And that's different for everybody. That's why we have CEOs. That's why we have mums. That's why we have people doing breathwork, facilitator training. How wild that this is now a full-time business and career, because people are understanding how important their health is, their mental health, to be able to even show up in the world. So with that, I will conclude with another breath. Let's ground down. Squeeze your thighs, let your feet be grounded, and just take one big inhale. And I want you to sigh it out. Amazing. Take care, beautiful people. Chat soon. That's a wrap for this episode of The Dark Side with Verity. I trust it's given you clarity, sparked awareness, and allowed you to breathe a little deeper, plus a little takeaway to integrate into your life. If this has resonated, I'd love you to leave a 5-star review, of course. More importantly, I would love you to share this with someone who's on their journey and needs a little bit of assistance. Come hang out with me over at Instagram at VerityJoCoonan or The Dark Side with Verity, or start to explore VIDYA Breathwork at verityjocoonan.co. Until next time, breathe deep, trust the process, and keep expanding. Much love.